My name is Devendra Chimanbhai Patel. My wife and I are the sole shareholders and directors of Sagar Enterprises Company Limited, which recently was given resource consent for a super project at 72 Pihanga Street. I hold the qualification of Bachelor of Engineering Civil from University of Auckland. I was employed as an engineer specializing in structural, highway and traffic engineering during 1976 to 88, and as an assistant works engineer by Rotorua District Council for a period of 2 years until my resignation in 1991 to take up a position in Melbourne, Australia. In 2009, my wife and I moved our family to Taupo, and we purchased and continue to successfully operate the Richmond 4 Square, a Richmond High shopping center. We recently bought the Liquor King shop in the center and relocated it to next to our 4 Square. Background to Pihanga Street Super project. In the first week of October 2010, and before any offer was made for the purchase of the property at Pihanga Street, I discussed my proposal to build a super there with a planner at the Taupo District Council. I was informed that a super proposal will be favorably considered and to ensure there was enough parking. I thought about the investment seriously and went back to the same planner a few days later and informed him that I had decided to make an offer for the property and that I needed to know the time frame for obtaining resource consent so that it will be included as a condition in the sales and purchase agreement. I waited for more than 30 minutes while he went to consult the development planner and returned with the details. We agreed that by 15 December 2010, a decision would be made by the council. Accordingly, I made an offer for the purchase of the property on 11th October 2010, including a condition that this agreement is subject to and conditional upon the purchaser undertaking and completing a due diligence investigation on the property and being entirely satisfied that the purchase of the property is suitable commercial investment at the purchase price by 15 December 2010. A key reason for settling on this site was that we had very encouraging support from council planning staff about the site and the proposal to build a super. Early on in the process, and well before we concluded the purchase, architectural designer Doug Johnston and myself met with the council staff to run the idea and concept framed by them. We wanted to be sure that we didn't commit to something that would not have support from the council. The feedback was very positive, and we had several subsequent meetings with them. Attended also by our planner, Joanne Lewis, during which the concept was further refined. I specifically recall being encouraged by council staff to consider a larger building on the site, and that not supplying the required car parks on the site was not considered by them to be a concern, particularly if we could tidy up the BEM across the road by developing some parking there. I felt greatly encouraged by the response of the council staff, and when the 15 December deadline came around, I went unconditional mainly because of that. I had expected with some confidence that the consenting process would be relatively straightforward. This had proved not to be the case, and once the application was submitted, a very different view was conveyed to me by the council planners processing the application. These were not the same planners who met with us several times and provided the pre-application feedback. This was extremely frustrating, as I relied on the pre-application feedback to shape the proposal I was putting forward. As I have already explained, the encouragement given to us by the council planners during this pre-application discussion was such that I purchased the property feeling confident they was on the right track towards getting a consent. consider that we were very prudent in our approach to the purchase, and this indication of support confirmed our view that was a good site for development. Doug Johnston and Joanne Lewis also attended those meetings and shared my frustration that the advice from the council's part had changed so significantly. They were so concerned that they wrote to the council CEO about this. They explained to me that they and the clients proposing to establish new developments and business in Taupo needed to have confidence in the pre-application process. Cost of obtaining resource consent. I had budgeted $25,000 for the consenting phase in view of the extensive discussion outlined above, but the actual cost is $95,000, which includes all my consultant fees and the cost of hearing counsel fees of $30,000. Now, this $95,000 does not include my professional time as an engineer. I did not have to reinvent the wheel because I knew exactly what I needed. In other words, the time the consultant spent was a bare minimum. If I had another $15,000 to $20,000 on top of it, like a normal applicant would, the cost will be much more. The cost has escalated primarily due to the council staff, once the applicant was lodged, taking a negative view of the resource consent application, despite all of the pre-application positive feedback. Because of that change, I was left with no option but to go to full hearing. And with council staff recommending the application be declined, I had to engage additional consultants, and there was, of course, more input by all. We even put forward a reduced scale proposal to council staff a couple of weeks before the hearing in an effort to reach some agreement with them. That was the proposal which the hearing panel in due course granted consent to. As well as the whole consenting process, it is expected to cost a further $35,000, including council fees and levy, before the project can commence. A total cost of $130,000 for council and consenting costs for a $300,000 building project. The viability of the entire project is being re-evaluated. It was my extensive experience and confidence that encouraged me to carry on through the process, but at what cost? There must be other projects which have not eventuated simply because not all applicants are motivated to pursue the exhaustive and costly procedure over 9 months. We have been in Taupo for 2 years and have invested $3 million. While this amount might appear to be small, it is such small businesses who are considered the engine for economic recovery and sustainability. Request for additional cost reimbursements. In view of the substantial cost increase, primarily due to what I view as false encouragement and ill advice from the council staff, I hereby request the council not only to partly reimburse the additional cost, but to waive the entire invoice sent to Sagar Enterprises Company Limited in view of the circumstances I have explained. I look forward to your decision before considering other options.